J-Bone here, and I've got everything you need to know before you watch the spectacle that is the 2023 Monaco Grand Prix. J-Bone! The Monaco Grand Prix weekend begins on Friday, May 26th, with free practices 1 and 2. Free practice 3 and qualifying are on Saturday, May 27th, with qualifying taking place at 9 a.m. Central Time or 2 p.m. UTC. And the Grand Prix is on Sunday, May 28th at 8 a.m. Central Time or 1 p.m. UTC. This weekend's race will be the 80th ever running of the Monaco Grand Prix and the 69th running of it as a Formula One event. Nice. And because this is Monaco, it is easily the most high-class Formula One race of the season and will be attended by celebrities and royals and rich yacht owners alike, which will make for some very bougie scenes of luxury, so get ready for those. The Monaco Grand Prix is one of the 7 original Formula One races that appeared on the calendar of the first ever Formula One season all the way back in 1950. Those 7 original Grand Prix were, in order, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, the Monaco Grand Prix at the Circuit de Monaco, the Indianapolis 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Swiss Grand Prix at Bremgarten, the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa, the French Grand Prix at Rimegout, I don't know if I said that right, probably didn't, and the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Of these 7 original races, the Monaco Grand Prix is one of 4 still on the calendar today, along with the British, Belgian, and Italian Grand Prix. Someone who knows all about historic Grand Prix is producer Jeff, because he is currently on the Formula Bone pit wall at the Circuit de Monaco. Producer Jeff, radio check.
Hey J-Bone, I'm here in Monaco. It's a really historic place. It's actually the home race for almost every driver according to tax documents. And the celebrities are everywhere. I think I see Charles Leclerc. Stay out! Stay out!
Yikes. If this video gets 1,500 likes, I'll make sure to pay producer Jeff's hospital bills, so go mash that like button, folks. Here are 3 Monaco Grand Prix fun facts. Fact 1. The first Monaco Grand Prix was held in 1929 on a very similar circuit layout to the one used today. It was won by a guy named William Grover Williams, or W. Williams for short, who won it in a Bugatti. He also set the fastest lap of the race with a 2-minute, 15-second screamer. For comparison's sake, the lap record at the Circuit de Monaco is 1 minute, 12 seconds, set by Lewis Hamilton in 2021, and that was on a layout with numerous chicanes added to it compared to the 1929 layout. Fact 2. The Monaco Grand Prix is the only Formula One race whose total race distance is under the Formula One mandated 305-kilometer minimum. The Monaco Grand Prix's race distance is 260.286 kilometers, and it is under the 305-kilometer minimum for a number of reasons, with the biggest being that Monaco has the lowest average lap speed in F1 at around 150 kilometers per hour or 93 miles per hour. So the race distance has to be shorter in order for races to be more likely to be completed within F1's time limit of 2 hours without race suspension or 3 hours with race suspension. The most recent Monaco Grand Prix to not be completed within F1's time limit rules was last year's race, which only went 64 of the scheduled 78 laps due to bad weather. And fact 3. The Formula One driver with the record for the most wins at Monaco is Ayrton Senna with 6. Senna also has the record for the most consecutive Monaco Grand Prix victories with an astounding 5 in a row from 1989 through 1993, which is tied for the Formula One record of the most consecutive wins at any one Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton's 5 straight Spanish Grand Prix victories from 2017 through 2021. Sorry, Graham Hill, but Ayrton Senna is the real Mr. Monaco. Here's what a lap around Monaco looks like. There's not a very long run-up from the grid to turn 1 named Saint-Devote, so it's difficult but possible to gain a position off the jump if you get good traction. I should note that drivers will be trying extra hard to gain positions on lap 1 when there are other variables at play, because it is extremely difficult to overtake on track during the rest of the Monaco Grand Prix due to the circuit's narrowness and twistiness. Turn 1, Saint-Devote, is a narrow and sharp corner, so on the first lap, it may look more like a traffic jam than a Grand Prix, And it's also very common to see cars lock up and go into the runoff area at Sainte-Devote throughout the race weekend. And that, folks, is why they say there should be no heroics into Sainte-Devote. Leave a comment if you get that reference. After Sainte-Devote is an uphill effective straight that includes the Turn 2 Beau Rivage kink. This effective straight leads right into the tricky Turn 3 Massenet corner that drivers need to get right so that they can carry enough speed through the Turn 4 Casino corner, which exits onto a short straight that ends with Turn 5 Mirabeau Haute, which offers one of Monaco's very few overtaking opportunities if you are brave, shouts to Kamui Kobayashi. Drivers are then led downhill to the legendary Turn 6 Grand Hotel hairpin, which is the slowest corner on the entire F1 calendar, and after they navigate this tricky section, they are led further downhill to the Monaco Marina by Turn 7 Mirabeau Basse and Turn 8 Portier, which is where Checo crashed in Q3 last year, potentially intentionally, only Checo knows. You then have the legendary Monaco Tunnel, which includes Turn 9 and pairs with the straight just after the tunnel to offer another of Monaco's very few overtaking opportunities. The tunnel spits drivers out, patooey, and then makes them conquer F1 sim racers' mortal enemy, the Turn 10 and 11 Nouvelle Chicane, which is very tricky and requires drivers to drive absolutely on the limit by getting very close to the wall or even lightly touching it if they want to extract as much time as possible out of their lap. After the Nouvelle Chicane, there's the downforce focus section of Turn 12 Tabac through Turn 16 that takes you by the famous Monaco Pool, followed by the slow speed La Rascasse corner and Anthony Nogues chicane that do not set drivers up well to overtake on the upcoming DRS pit straight, which is part of the reason Monaco Grand Prix feature so few overtakes. And that, folks, is a lap around Monaco. J-Bone!
Hey, J-Bone, look, I'm on a yacht.
Wait, Jeff, you're okay? I thought Charles Leclerc hit you.
Nah, I hit some other guy. But check out this yacht. It actually belongs to will.i.am, and he bought it from Nikita Mazepin's dad at auction with the money he made from the formula. Anyways, box for ad read.
Let me quickly tell you about my sponsor, Athletic Greens. AG1 by Athletic Greens is all of your key health products in one and features 75 high-quality ingredients that give you key daily nutrients and long-term gut health support. I, J-Bone, gave AG1 a try because I hated having to remember taking different pills and vitamins, and instead wanted a comprehensive solution to cover all my nutritional bases for the day at once. And I love AG1 because it is not just that comprehensive solution, it also tastes great. I take it in the morning before doing anything else because I love feeling like I'm covering my nutritional bases for the whole rest of the day within the first 15 minutes of waking up. And it literally could not be an easier habit to start. You just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. Boom, you're done. And you don't have to drink it first thing in the morning. It's also a great pre- and post-workout drink. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/fbone. That's athleticgreens.com/fbone. Link in the description. Check it out. For tire compounds at the 2023 Monaco Grand Prix, Pirelli have opted for the softest possible compound range, the C3 hards, C4 mediums, and C5 softs. Additionally, Pirelli will be introducing the new compound of full wet tire at Monaco that was supposed to be introduced at Imola, and it looks like it very well may be used since, folks, we do have rain in the forecast in Monaco this weekend. More on that later. Pirelli Motorsport Director Mauro Isola had this to say about all of that. Quote, Monaco has written its own chapter in the history of Formula One. The characteristics of this unique circuit, largely unaltered for more than 60 years, make it a true one-off that has often sprung surprises. No other track can allow a driver to compensate for any technical shortcomings of their car in the same way, and just one incident can shake things up entirely. The difficulty of overtaking can sometimes detract from the spectacle in the race, but that only makes Saturday's qualifying all the more exciting as grid position assumes a particular importance to the final result on Sunday. As is often the case on street circuits, Pirelli has nominated the softest tires in the range. One of the peculiarities of Monaco is the fact that the track is opened to normal traffic every evening, which means that it's very hard for rubber to build up on the racing line, making the surface even more slippery. With Imola having been scrubbed, Monaco could now become the debut for the new Cinturato Blue full wet without tire blankets, obviously depending on weather conditions, another potential random factor this weekend. End quote. Next up, here are your storylines to follow for the 2023 Monaco Grand Prix. Your first storyline, the Monaco curse is real, just ask Charles Leclerc. For some reason, Charles Leclerc, who is from Monaco, was cursed maybe by a witch or a demon or something with bad luck when it comes to the Circuit de Monaco. Back when he was in Formula 2, Charles Leclerc competed twice at Monaco in one feature race and one sprint race. He did not finish either race. Since entering Formula 1, Leclerc has entered the Monaco Grand Prix 4 times, and his results have been 2 DNFs, a DNS, or did not start, and one of the worst team strategy botch jobs in recent memory that took him from pole sitter to P4. To add insult to injury, Leclerc even crashed one of Niki Lauda's old Ferraris in a historic car demonstration run in Monaco last year. Now, I should note that last year's P4 from pole position strategy botch job, while humiliating, was the first time Leclerc ever crossed the finish line in Monaco. So did that race finish break his Monaco curse? Let's find out. Your second storyline, Fernando Alonso believes he can win this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix, and I believe him. Martin Brundle asked Alonso if he thinks he can win in 2023, and Alonso replied, quote, "I think so, yes. Hopefully soon. I don't know. We seem to have a car that is maybe not the fastest on the straights. We need to improve that, but we are very good on the corners. So I would say that the slowest speeds of the championship, let's say Monaco, Budapest, Singapore, these kind of circuits, I think we put our main hopes at the moment," end quote. So there's that belief from Fernando, and then there's this cryptic tweet from Fernando Alonso that I will decode for you. 28/05 stands for May 28th, the date of the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, Alonso is bringing attention to this date because 28 plus 5 equals 33. Fernando Alonso currently has 32 career Grand Prix victories and is pretty much flat out telling all of us with this tweet that he's going to get number 33 this weekend on a day whose numbers add up to 33. Trust El Plan. Your third storyline, Mercedes are taking a massive risk this weekend in Monaco. Mercedes is moving ahead with adding the bodywork, floor, front suspension, and other upgrades they were supposed to add at Imola to both of their cars this weekend in Monaco. This is a huge risk that they're taking because Monaco is so unique and driver dependent that it's a terrible test circuit since it's hard to get solid data that you can use to determine if your upgrades are actually upgrades or not, especially if neither car is running the old spec like neither Mercedes car is. Mercedes could just wait one more week and add these upgrades at the Spanish Grand Prix Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, which of course is one of F1's foremost test circuits where they'll be able to get way better data. But the fact that they aren't means they are either very confident in these upgrades, hate their old concept and want to ditch it as soon as possible, or more likely, both. Your fourth storyline, it's looking like we are about to have a rainy Monaco Grand Prix weekend. Currently, the Monaco weather forecast says there's a 70% chance of rain on Saturday and a 60% chance of rain on Sunday, which I'm all for because of how amazingly chaotic the rain made last year's Monaco Grand Prix, where it turned it from a one-stop race into a three-stop race because of wet to drying track conditions. Not to mention, Pirelli is introducing the new spec of wet tires this weekend that teams will be unfamiliar with. So if qualifying is run on the wets and drivers are not comfortable with them, just imagine how chaotic the starting grid could be at Monaco. And at Monaco, the starting grid could easily be the finishing order. So there is a definite chance that we see someone super random atop the podium this weekend if the rain starts falling. Haas delusion syndrome intensifies. Your fifth storyline, will there be bad blood between Max Verstappen and Checo Perez in Monaco this weekend? As a refresher, Max did not let Checo through at last year's Brazilian Grand Prix to give Checo a better chance of finishing P2 in the 2022 Drivers' Championship because Max believes that Checo intentionally crashed during qualifying at Monaco last year so that he would start the race ahead of Max. Now Now, that's a race that Checo went on to win. Max believes that should have been his win, which is why he got back at Checo in Brazil. So the question becomes, is Max still pissed at Checo for what he believes Checo did at Monaco last year? And if so, will that anger come out at all this year? Just imagine if Checo crashes again in qualifying to secure a grid position ahead of Max. Now that would result in some mega drama. And your final storyline, get ready, because this Sunday, May 28th, is by far the best motorsport day of the entire year. First, there's the historic Monaco Grand Prix Formula 1 race at 8 a.m. Central, which is 1 p.m. UTC. Then there's the legendary Indy 500 IndyCar race at 11:45 a.m. Central, which is 4:45 p.m. UTC. And then there's the iconic Coca-Cola 600 NASCAR race at 5 p.m. Central, which is 10 p.m. UTC. These are three of the biggest races of the entire year, and they all take place on the same day with staggered start times to create a full day of vroom that some call Motorsport Christmas. So folks, block off your entire day because this Sunday is about to be magical.
Box for ad read, J-Bone. Box for ad read.
There is no I in team, but there is one in Indeed, and that is the hiring platform you need to build yours. When you're hiring, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring partner that can help you do it all. Something I love about Indeed, and the reason I use it to hire, is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because Indeed's hiring platform matches you with quality candidates instantly. Indeed is truly an unbelievably powerful hiring platform and is the #1 source of hires in the US according to Talent Nest. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/FBone. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/FBone. Indeed.com/FBone. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Here are my 3 bona fide race predictions for the 2023 Monaco Grand Prix that I'm about to go 3 for 3 on. My first race prediction is that Fernando Alonso will win the Monaco Grand Prix. You may think I'm crazy, but I am 2 for 2 predicting race winners this season. Max in Bahrain and Checo in Saudi Arabia. So riddle me that. Fernando is a proven Monaco Grand Prix winner, having won back-to-back in 06 and 07, and the Circuit de Monaco's focus on downforce rather than power helps close the gap between the Aston Martin and Red Bull cars. Not to mention, Fernando Alonso himself targeted Monaco as one of the circuits he thinks he can win at this season, and there's the fact that the Grand Prix takes place on 5/28, and 5 plus 28 is 33, so I think Fernando Alonso notches career win number 33 this weekend. My second race prediction is that Charles Leclerc will finish on the podium at his home Grand Prix in Monaco. I would not at all be surprised if Leclerc is on pole in Monaco for the 3rd straight year, as he obviously qualifies well there and is in a car capable of pole positions as we saw in Baku. I think Leclerc has a nice weekend in Monaco, but that he can't win because the Monaco curse is real, which is why I like him to podium. My third race prediction is that Lando Norris will finish in the points. Lando is off to the worst season start of his Formula 1 career with just 10 points from 2 points finishes through the season's first 5 Grand Prix. His previous worst season start was his rookie season, from which he managed 12 points from 2 points finishes through the season's first 5 Grand Prix. However, Lando has been a magician at Monaco in recent years, finishing P6 in last season's tractor and on the podium in 2021 after lapping his teammate Danny Rick on track, so I like him to finish in the points for just the 3rd time this season. J-Bomb! Next up, here are my predictions for the top 5 finishers in the 2023 Monaco Grand Prix with zero reasoning nor explanation. P5, Carlos Sainz. P4, Checo Perez. P3, Charles Leclerc. P2, Max Verstappen. And P1, Fernando El Plando Alonso. Subscribe now so that I can see you back here after the Monaco Grand Prix for my Monaco recap, where we will digest all the insanity that occurs at this race weekend together. And if you enjoyed this content and want more right now and all F1 season long. Just $5 a month on patreon.com/formulabone gets you 2 additional Patreon exclusive videos per month, access to my weekly written F1 column where I put my most wild and unfiltered takes, and more. And most importantly, your support on Patreon helps make it so that I can keep making Formula One content full time. So go check out patreon.com/formulabone now for even more F1 content. Special shout out to my top Patreon supporters, Kolky, @RatedBookie, and Glow. Until next time, folks, J-Bone! This is the formula.
Yup.
This is the formula.
Hey.
This is the formula.
Yup.
This. J-Bone!